Today's quiz is based around the player that we have in question for the Wonderkid Spotlight. Kind of. Sweden is a fantastic country. We have some fantastic players from that country. One being Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who is the all-time top scorer for Sweden. There's no surprises there with 62 goals. However, who is behind him on 43 goals? Can you take a guess? Sweden's second all-time top scorer. I will let you know later on in the video. Yes, welcome to the Wonderkid Spotlight for today's video. I'm going to address a few things. I've been getting a few bits of stick recently because I changed some abilities on players for these Wonderkid Spotlights. Let me tell you, the only thing we really change is the potential ability because, like I mentioned in every single video, these players tend to have a potential range. There's no point in me just randomizing it and then saying, oh, here's the player and he's at the minimum that he can potentially be for this player range. You guys, I've asked you time and time again, you all want to see these players at the maximum end. They might as well see it at the best case scenario. The hidden attributes that we change are the only ones that are randomized. If they are set in stone in the game's database, we tend to just leave them alone completely. So the only things we actually change is in the in-game editor. If they are set to random, that's when we'll change them. I hope that kind of clears it. I know I get stick. I'm fine with it. I can take it. I just want to clarify it, to be honest, because I don't know. Anyway, with all of that stuff out of the way, today's player we're looking at is Lucas Gomez, and fans of Youth to Gold on twitch.tv/MegaLukeGaming are going to know a lot about this man because he has been prolific for me for a number of years. He is a very talented striker. Now, the reason the quiz question was based on Sweden was because this guy's nationality is actually Swedish at the start of the game. He plays in Portugal. If we do look at his information, he has a dual nationality, viewers, because he is also Portuguese and Brazilian and Swedish. So he can actually play for 3 different countries, which you don't see very often in this game. But we can see from the off, 17 years of age, he has some good fundamental attributes to turn himself into a fantastic player. He's 5'10", good finishing, okay off the ball as well, and decent physicals. He's 17, so he has a lot of time to grow. But the best thing about this player is, even though he plays for Porto, £1 million is all that it will cost you, and you can sign him for pretty much anywhere around Europe, and he tends to want to go as long as you promise him first-team football. I picked him up for Holstein Kiel in the Bundesliga 2. He moved from Porto to the Bundesliga 2. And so a little bit behind the scenes, this player is rated at the potential range of up to 160, so that is where we'll be setting his potential for this simulation. A couple of other attributes, including ambition and professionalism, is set to random, as well as determination as well. He has a random determination, so on mine he could be 15, on yours he could be 20, on somebody else's it could be 2. That's just down to the random simulation of the game. We have set him up at a club. We're going to play him for a first team in a tactic, and then we're going to see how he progresses through his career before moving him to Liverpool, of all clubs, and seeing how he does there. Okay, 2 years into the future, Lucas Gomez is still at Porto. We've just kept him there. We lost out in the league title by a single point, very tight league title there. That must have been entertaining to watch. Now, we are playing him in a 4-4-2, the burning hammer of all tactics in the AF role, the advanced forward role. Burning hammer, of course, you can find on my Discord, Ryan Cassidy's tactic. I've already done a video based on this. Phenomenal tactic. One of the go-tos that we use for player spotlights, especially in that striker role. We've gone and partnered with Ivan Nielsen, who is a fantastic striker, especially for this league, and a very good youngster too. And we can see Lucas Gomez at the age of 19 is progressing really well. He has determination of 4 in here, so we might change that throughout the series and just see how he gets on throughout the save. Off the ball of 15, his physicals are starting to get better. That's good. He has good finishing, good passing and technique with some vision and work rate, so he is progressing quite well. History, we can see even though he is progressing rather slowly compared to some other ones and still quite good, like I mentioned, 24 goals in his first full season. Actually, he did play a first full season, but he only scored 8 goals in it. This season, 24, 5 assists, 4 player of the matches. Starting to pick up and find his feet. 30 goals in total in 53 games. Fast forward to 2 years though, in 2024, things are slightly changed for Lucas Gomez and things are looking better for Porto. A goal difference of 101 with the closest goal difference of 57. The rest of the league has a minus goal difference, which is quite insane really, that from 6th place downwards every team has minus goal difference. Quite incredible. Lucas Gomez though is there. We can see he has 54 goals. Fabio Vieira has 38 assists. But we're not here to look at Fabio Vieira now. As we can see here, his determination has slightly risen just through natural progression, but physicals, technicals and mentals all starting to get better and better. We can see the making of quite a good complete forward here because of that vision of 15 off the ball. He can kind of do a lot of good things with and without the ball. So starting to come into his zone now, 3-star player with a 4-star potential. Remember, he has that ability of up to 160. If we do look at his history though, 38 goals in this league campaign in 34 games, 7 assists, 5 player of the matches. He has a 7.54 average rating. Last season, he didn't play as many games. He must have had an injury or something, but he still got 26 goals in 27 games. This is where he started to really outperform the league. In total, 54 goals in 55 games. He struggled outside in continental competitions, where if we do take a look, in the UEFA Champions League, knocked out in the first round by Juve. But other than that, they won the FA Cup version in Portugal, the Super Cup, and of course they won the league by a country mile. We can see they haven't won it the season before, but 2 seasons before that they did. Now reaching the peak of his career 6 years into the future, Lucas Gomez has moved to La Liga, and although the team he has moved to, Atletico Madrid, are not exactly performing the best. They finish in 5th place in behind Valencia and Real Sociedad as the 2 teams surprisingly finishing higher than them. Lucas Gomez has the highest average rating and he has the top scorer mantle once again with 58 goals. Let's take a look at him then. This is him very close to, if not at his peak. I'm not quite sure at this point whether he did reach his peak, but look how good he actually is. Long shots of 16 there. His passing's reached 13 so he can get himself an assist with that 18 vision. His physicals are absolutely phenomenal. We can see some really good acceleration and pace. Stamina of 18, strength of 18. He's a bit of a brute. He is actually now a Brazilian nationality as well. And he's had some caps for Brazil. So he chose Brazil instead of Sweden and Portugal. I'm actually quite surprised at that. Technicals are absolutely fantastic. If we do look at his history, we can see he has done the business since moving from Porto. We moved in for 12.75 million. Daylight robbery, if you ask me. 36 goals in his first season in La Liga in 38 games. 4 assists, 7 player of the matches, a very high average rating, and this season was just phenomenal. 41 goals in those 37 games, 5 assists, 12 player of the matches. 58 goals, like we mentioned, across the whole season. In other competitions as well, it just wasn't Atletico's year. We played in the Europa League after finishing 3rd in behind Marseille in the Champions League, and the Copa del Rey knocked out by Barcelona in the 5th round. The tactic we are using again is the Burning Hammer. We have João Felix in behind us in that advanced playmaker, or in that advanced forward role, for Lucas Gomez. It's doing well for him. You can get a lot of goals with a decent striker here, but unfortunately, maybe Atletico Madrid doesn't quite have the players for this role. Now, the penultimate year of this simulation before we give him 1 goal in the Premier League. Still at Atletico Madrid, still finishing in 5th place. Lucas Gomez is still bossing all of the statistics. He actually has the most assists, the highest average rating, and the top scorer. That's something that you don't really usually see in a player. So in 2028 then, Lucas Gomez is now 25 years of age. This is where you're supposed to see him at his best. He is an elite striker. Maybe we should have given some player traits to see if we can really boost that, but it doesn't really matter too much. Even for Brazil, he's also scoring 11 goals and 13 in 13 games, and his value now is £67 million. Not bad for the £1 million spent at the start of the game. And the goals have been coming in hugely. 52 goals in 38 appearances. for Atletico Madrid, 17 player of the matches with a 7.83. However, this season, he scored less goals. He scored 9 less goals, but he did get 17 assists. 17 assists with 19 player of the matches and an 8.2 average rating. 28 assists in total and 26 player of the matches with 62 goals in just 49 games. That is insane. And again, we didn't have much luck, exactly the same as the season that we looked at previously. Knocked out in the first round this time, so no Europa League. The Copa del Rey, the 5th round, again by Barcelona. However, this looks interesting, as does this. So the UEFA Super Cup, Atletico Madrid have won it twice, which kind of means that they must have done something in the season before. Well, we actually missed it, because in the season of 2025, Atletico Madrid won the Champions League in Lucas Gomez's first season there, and then in 2027 he won the Europa League, so he's kind of done both. So he's also having fantastic seasons there. If we do look at his awards before we go to Liverpool, we still need to do that, to be fair. He has also done the business and won the Ballon d'Or this season, this year. Quite incredible, with the 61 goals and 20 assists, a 7.89 average rating. For £1 million, you can get yourself a Ballon d'Or winner after beating out the PSG dominance of the last few years, fought between Erling Haaland, shock he's at PSG, and Kylian Mbappe. A final season glance then to see what he can do in the Premier League, and it's no surprise he can also do exactly what he can do in the other leagues we have seen previously. Liverpool have won the league 95 points, and Lucas Gomez, it seems to be around about that 58 to 60 mark, has done it again. So we don't need to look at his attributes. £63 million we transferred him for, and in one season, 38 goals in 36 appearances, 3 assists, 8 player of the matches. Again, a high average rating. 58 goals in 53 games across all competitions. A phenomenal little record there for Lucas Gomez. Competitions-wise, can he do it? He become the runners-up in the Champions League, unfortunately, and he didn't actually win any cups here as well in the one season we are going to look at. He does play in the FIFA World Cup in the future though, but that is unfortunate. In extra time, thanks to Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe's PSG. That is gutting. So there we have it. That's Lucas Gomez, the Portuguese/Swedish/Brazilian £1 million striker that you can pick up for a lot of European clubs, considering he plays for Porto. He tends to not mind coming to your club, like he didn't mind coming to mine in the Bundesliga too, for just over £1 million, and that was the second season, maybe? I think no, it was the first season. It was just late on, so you can pick up this guy for still quite cheap a little bit later on, and he's still classed as an elite striker. But what do I rate this man out of 5 stars, I hear you say? Before I tell you, we have a quiz question to answer. So I asked you at the start of the video, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the top all-time scorer for Sweden with 62 goals. Who is the second place? I bet so many people have commented saying Henrik Larsson. Well, I can tell you it is not. The name of the man is called Sven Rydell. I can't say I've ever heard of him, but Swedish fans, are you a big Sven Rydell fan? Do you like him? Is he from the past? Is he from recently? I can't say I've ever heard of him. So back to Lucas Gomez then. If we take a look at his cost, £1 million, absolutely yes, that's really good. The attributes per position, he has phenomenal attributes for the position that he plays. He has fantastic physicals. He is really good at off the ball, great work rate. He even has good passing attributes with vision, good dribbling, great long shots, technique. He can take set pieces. He has a 17 in corners and an 18 in penalties, so he's really good for set pieces too. That's definitely a big yes from me. The return, the goals that he's been scoring. I mean, yes, he scored like 58 goals in 4 seasons that we even looked at. A lot more in the other seasons we didn't, and in one season he scored an extremely high amount of goals in just the league campaign, so that is also yes. Not to mention, he also managed to get 17 assists while scoring the most amount of goals in La Liga. That's one season that we've seen, so that's definitely a yes. And his value towards the end of the game was roughly about £68 million when he was just 25, 26 years of age. So the value after is also really high. Now, does he have that something special? In my opinion, I don't quite think he does. I don't know what it is with Lucas Gomez. I like him. I just don't love him. And although he is doing phenomenal stuff for my Youth to Gold, twitch.tv/MegaLukeGaming, there is just something missing and I just cannot put my finger on it. So I want to know what your opinion is down in the comments. What do you make of this £1 million man, Lucas Gomez? Have you used him before? Do you enjoy watching him for the Youth to Gold? I want to know all of your opinions, plus what you rate him out of 5 stars with the things being in consideration. Also, did you take a guess at Sweden's all-time second top goal scorer? Did you get it right or wrong? Well, did you Google it? Did you cheat? Because I've never heard of that, and I imagine unless you're from Sweden, you might not have known that until that has happened, unless you have an extremely good footballing brain. Anyway, massive thank you to all the support recently. Keep it coming. Keep smashing the like button, the comments. That's fantastic. Community post. Right now, go and check the community post. Been doing some polls on there, some questions, and all the interaction has been fantastic, especially for the growth of the channel. And I really appreciate everyone who's been helping this channel grow recently. We are getting really close to 15,000 subscribers. So if you have come across this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I'll see you on Twitch if you want to watch some Youth to Gold, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.